Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We are all set to share so much fun with you today. The world is just so much fun, isn't it? Don't you find that pretty much every day you wake up and go, wow, I can't wait to hear what fun we have in store for us again.
You and I must live in different dimensions.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh, that's weird.
Shoot.
That's weird. Huh. Well, here's some good news. I mean, legitimately, not sarcastic, good news. Mm-hmm. An Arkansas town found some giblets, and they said no to some douchebag who didn't want them to display a nativity scene. Oh, that's a separation of church and state. What, you can't have church and state by showing a nativity scene on government grounds. Yeah, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. The guy threatened if they didn't take down the nativity scene, and originally they did, and then they thought, you know what, no. They got a whole bunch of backlash, too. But they thought, no, let's put it back up and let the guy sue us. And that's exactly what you should be doing. In Eureka Springs, requested officials, the city of Eureka Springs requested that officials with the Green Passion Play, a 4,000-seat outdoor amphitheater where plays and other events are held, they requested they remove the display from the Basin Spring Park. So they started to inquire why and found the request came down to threats of a lawsuit. And
who was on the other end of the lawsuit? Do we know specifically? Was it an individual or a group?
I think it was a group. I think it was a city that was on the end of a...
No. What I'm saying is somebody came after the city.
Yeah, it's just one person. It's just a person who doesn't apparently like to see...
like baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Care for that. Come on now.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable what people get offended about.
Isn't it?
Like, can't you just turn away?
Yeah.
If you are that, you've got issues, man. If that's your life goal is to get a nativity scene removed from a city square.
Yeah, so one of the representatives of the display said that upset me, and I wanted to know why. So following the call with the mayor requesting that he take it down, he became vocal on social media.
There you go.
It.
See, there you go.
Yep.
Use that for good.
And that hardly ever happens, It usually goes the other way. So Christie then said he received a call from the mayor saying the display could remain in the park. We're gonna issue a permit for the nativity scene to remain along with other secular displays. And see, that's usually the compromise, though. Okay, yes, you can put up your Satanist display too, but we're gonna have the Christmas display. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. The Establishment Clause. This is what everybody talks, and we've mentioned this a million times. But here's the relevant phrase in the U.S. Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Period. Well, actually, it goes on to say, nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So how does that apply to a nativity scene?
Yeah, I don't see Congress involved in the story. Did you
I don't see it at
skip
all.
a paragraph?
I don't see making Congress? A law in the story at all.
Now what's going to happen is the ACLU is going to descend on Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Sure they will. Yep.
And that's going to be our follow-up next week. So thanks for the good news today.
And what usually happens then is the city just acquiesces because it's just too expensive to defend it. You're going to be tied up in court the whole time, and you don't want to spend the money and all of that. But just tell them to go pound sand. Mm-hmm. Somebody should take this all the way to the Supreme Court, and we should decide this once and for all.
Yes.
Okay, is the Establishment Clause real or not?
Yes.
Is there some invisible ink there underneath what it actually says or not?
By the way, that court case we talked about yesterday, I think was at the end of the show. Was it overtime? When was that? What's going to happen on January 6th? They're just going to have a conference call. Somebody, or not call, but it's called a conference or something. Somebody was educating me last night on Twitter that they're just going to get together to vote to see if they're even going to hear the case. Which means they're not going to. This is the one where the dereliction of duty of our elected officials.
Oh, right.
Didn't even look into the claims around the 2020 election.
The Brunson versus Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot of people got all excited because it included the removal of the president and vice president, and that's what so many of us would love to see. There's just no mechanism in place to make that happen. Even if they ruled in their favor, it can't happen.
But you're absolutely right. This kind of thing right here that we have to deal with in town after town, year after year. The
tired
war
of
on
it.
Christmas. Let's just
I'm tired
settle
of
this
it.
thing. Come on.
Yeah, take it to the Supreme Court and decide once and for all. Is the Establishment Clause a real thing or not? Because if it is, there's no way you can interpret this. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. There's no way you can interpret that. Well, that means you can't put government displays on city property. No, you can't display a nativity on government property. No. There's nothing like that.
Never mind the Supreme Court. I would just love to have the ability to take the stuff, the absurdities that we deal with as a nation, like people complaining about nativity scenes, and put these cases in front of the founders who wrote these documents, who actually came up with these rules to govern a society, and have their reaction, their candid response.
Oh, if only we could see that. There'd be some public executions, I think. They didn't screw around with this stuff. And we do. I mean, we just continually acquiesce because it's easier and it's cheaper and we don't want to be bothered and, okay, we don't want to offend anybody. Shut up. There's also no clause in the Constitution that people can't be offended. Let them be offended. Or tell them this. You know what? If you hate that display, don't look at it. How about that? How about that? Don't look at it.
Quite the ask.
Is it too much?
So
Maybe
what?
that's too much.
Supposed to turn. It's like if it's to my left, I'm supposed to turn to the right.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to turn, just close your eyes for a second as you pass it, and then you won't see it.
It's a lot to remember, Pat.
I know. Pretty difficult. But man, this has been going on for what? Easily 20, 30 years, where it's continual. It's every stupid year, and we say the same things every year. And then they come up again the next year. Yeah, it's like that. Who was that atheist that used to challenge the Pledge of Allegiance all the time? Michael something.
New
something house.
Oh, you loved him.
Newman. Oh, I think he might have been the Antichrist.
Oh, really?
Or an Antichrist.
Oh,
Maybe
one.
not the. But what an evil bastard that guy was. And he did, in fact, shut down the Pledge of Allegiance in the West for, I don't know, several months until somebody finally came to their senses in a higher court.
Yeah. Michael Newdow. He's fun.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's spry.
Good for him.
He's
That's
69.
great. 69?
Nice.
Oh, good. Well, you could still cause all kinds of problems. Good for him. But, he's just an angry atheist, and he doesn't want to have to look at religiosity. Well, then don't look at it. Nobody said you had to. Nobody said you had to go to the downtown square and look at a nativity scene or listen to the Pledge of Allegiance. Don't listen to it.
That's right. That was the Pledge of Allegiance he was after.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
See, he and I might find common ground on that, but not on the angle he took. He's upset about the God stuff. I'm upset about pledging allegiance to a flag, but that's just me.
Right, and that's exactly what it says. And you don't think of that very often because we're patriotic and
right.
And
it's honestly, I would be 100% okay if you just change the word from flag to Constitution. I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and to the republic for
that
which
would make
it stands,
sense. Yeah,
one nation under God, indivisible, justice for all. I mean, that'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Because what does the flag stand for? I know this isn't our discussion right now, but I mean, like, is it Joe Biden today? Screw that. Pledge my allegiance to that cat? No.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Joe Biden has pledged his allegiance to this country. I think he hates this country and he wants to see the demise thereof.
Yep.
All right. First, it was the Financial Times. Now it's Time Magazine, the 2022 Person of the Year.
Yes. Do we have a drum roll or what?
We could, I think.
I think this is worthy of a drum roll. It's a big deal here, Pat. Mm-hmm. Okay. So who?
The Person of the Year.
Okay. Time Magazine.
Vladimir.
Oh, yeah.
Zelensky.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was you held on to that Vladimir so long. I thought, was there another Vladimir?
No.
But it was
is
the same one.
Vladimir.
Okay.
And there he is in all his glory.
Could you stop with this guy?
We just keep feeding this guy's ego.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he just keeps realizing, I got America wrapped around my little finger. I got him wrapped around my finger. And he really does. He's got us.
You know, I was the Time Magazine Person of the Year in 2006, as a matter of fact.
Really? Well, it pointed at you?
I believe you were as well, and Martin. Yeah, because remember that was that cop-out?
Yeah.
The Time Magazine Person of the Year is you.
And what was their reasoning for that? I don't remember why.
Because you're so awesome.
All Americans were the person of the year.
I put that on my resume back in the day.
By the way, 300 million people can't be the person of the year.
That's why it's just you.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Honestly, I think that was Rush Limbaugh's idea. Put
it on your
resume. So I did.
That's funny.
And that's what got me a call back.
Oh, really?
That got me flown up to New York for an interview.
Huh. With whom? With Rush, right?
No, with Kit Carson.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Kit. Anyway, Rush didn't want to pay to move me.
So you wound up with us.
That was later. That was later.
A few years later. Let me tell you about the Birch Gold Group because the lack of a red wave during the midterms, could that lead to a more emboldened Joe Biden? Yeah. More wasteful government spending, higher taxes. How are you going to protect your hard-earned savings from the reinvigorated left? Well, the answer is gold. Gold is the world's oldest, most proven form of currency. It's there for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways. And that's why Birch Gold is so thrilled to introduce a new product that reimagines gold as currency, the Gold Back. This month, you'll get a free gold back for every $5,000 purchased when you convert an existing IRA or 401k into precious metals IRA and Birch Gold by December 22nd. Still have some time to do this. Birch Gold will help you own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Text PAT to 989-898. Other people say that 989898, whichever way you remember it. To claim your free info kit on gold, then talk to one of their precious metals specialists. Plus, with every purchase you make before December 22nd, you'll get a free gold back. This is a great stocking stuffer just in time for Christmas. Once again, text PAT to 989-898 to protect your savings with gold today.
My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding! Zuzu pedals! Zuzu...
There they are!
Bert! What do you know about that? Merry Christmas!
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So speaking of Zelensky, Russia's Putin says the Ukraine war could be a long process. Ugh. Insists he has not gone mad on nuclear weapons. But he is threatening nukes again, which is always fun. And it's always fun to just throw that around.
Yep.
And how many times has he done that? I mean, how irresponsible is this freaking guy lately?
Yeah, and this quote isn't in that story there, but he was given the opportunity during this little forum they did yesterday over in Russia to say, would you use nukes? Would you only use nukes if in a defensive manner? Mm-hmm. And he refused to.
He wouldn't say.
Yeah, he wouldn't commit to that. Neat, right?
Isn't it? Yeah. So he expressed concern that the threat of nuclear war is rising. Yeah, who's making it rise? You are.
I know, bro.
Jeez. He was asked by a member of the Human Rights Council to state unequivocally that Russia would not use a nuclear weapon except in retaliation.
Oh, okay, it was in there. All right.
Yeah, it is. He stated that such a promise could not be made, maintaining that a promise to never use the weapon, never use it first, is a promise to simply never use them. That's not necessarily true. You get hit with a nuke, you could still, fire off some nukes back at the person who hit you. But he said the threat of nuclear war is growing. No need to hide this, Sin. If Russia does not use nuclear weapons first under any circumstances, then it will not be the second to use them either. Wait, what?
Wait, sentence structure
Sorry, what?
issue.
Mm-hmm. Russia doctrine maintains that the nation has a right to deploy nuclear weapons in retaliation to hostile forces threatening its sovereignty.
Oh, there we go. See, and so the technicality will be, well, yeah, this is Russia now. This isn't Ukraine anymore.
Right.
Those 4 provinces or whatever.
He said, we haven't gone mad. We realize what nuclear weapons are. We have these means in more advanced and modern form than any other nuclear country. That's an obvious fact.
That is not a fact, bro.
That is not a fact.
Stop.
That is not. But that's how, he blusters this way, and then he can't back it up. I mean, just like he did with his conventional forces, he thought he was going to overwhelm Ukraine in about 2 days.
Yep.
Here we are, going on a year later now. What is it, 9 months? 10 months?
Is it end of March, end of February? When was that?
I think it was February, March-ish, somewhere in there. So we're going on 9 months here. It's been a long time, and he cannot subdue that nation. And then you're still mouthing off?
February 24th.
Brother. February 24th. And it is now December 8th. Wow. And they're losing ground. I mean, they got their ass kicked in this counteroffensive that Ukraine just did, where they got back virtually all their territory. Any gains that Russia made in Ukraine were wiped out in that counteroffensive. And they have lost well over 100,000 troops, killed, wounded, and captured. 100,000. That is incredible to think of. You can't even get your head around it.
That's going to make it easier for them to become a protectorate of China there one day.
Yeah.
Like all of us know. Man, that's if he had goals to, because remember, were you here? No, I don't think we talked about this with you. I think okay. So Japan, Russia had everything lined up ready to go against Japan. In
World War II.
No. I'm talking about in 2021. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they had the
Russia going against Japan?
Yeah, because there's a disputed island. Yeah, left over from World War II.
Right.
And they had all of the rhetoric that you hear them throw at Ukraine, just take out Ukraine and put in Japan.
Amazing.
Yeah, so my point is that Putin, he's probably got other plans beyond Ukraine. Like you said, it's
almost certainly
supposed to be quick, and then let's go expand to this way to the east. And
couldn't get it done.
But now with all you said 100,000?
Yeah. Yep, that was the estimate from U.S. military experts. 100,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, we certainly don't have the stomach for that. If we'd lost 100,000 troops, oh my gosh. Jeez. America would be in chaos.
We wouldn't have even gotten that far.
No. Because you think of that, and they've already lost more troops than in the entirety of the Afghanistan war, the Russia-Afghanistan war, which lasted a decade.
And that was a defeat for them.
So in 9 months, they've lost more troops, more equipment, more weaponry than they did in the whole Afghanistan war. It's really staggering when you think about it.
Man.
In 9 months. Phew. More than 10 years worth of, and in fact, it's almost double the losses that they incurred in a decade. It's just really something else. So they are not the military force we thought they were. I think that's pretty clear. And so maybe Vladimir Putin should shut his mouth, but he won't. He definitely won't. 888-900-3393. Oh, let me also take a minute and tell you that iTarget Pro has a brand new system, and it is really cool. If you already have iTarget Pro, you can add this to it because they're compatible. But if you've ever seen competitive shooters practice timing drills on the range, imagine being able to do that at home anytime you want and never spend a dime on ammo. That's what the all-new iTarget Cube does. You put this cube there, and then you walk around it, and you fire, and you improve your reaction speeds.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's really fun. And so you can either do just the one cube, or you can get the set of 3 and have a bunch of people join you, or or you can test your ability to react, all while the system times every shot you take. Right now, you can save 10% plus get free shipping with the offer code PAT when you go to itargetpro.com. iTarget Pro comes in most calibers from 9mm to 223, so you can train with pretty much anything, including your AR-15. It's the easiest and most cost-effective way to train, pays for itself literally in one practice session. The letter I, then targetpro.com. itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Look at this hateful sign that a group of women held up outside a courthouse in Oakland, California. Just sheer, unadulterated hate.
What is that?
No men in women's prison.
Wow, that's...
How dare you?
That is not...
How dare you
not good.
ask for there not to be men in a women's prison?
Oh.
That's not inclusive.
No.
Women's prisons need to be all inclusive.
Sure.
And non-binary. So all 97 genders should be allowed in, as far as I'm concerned. But Antifa thugs attacked those women, of course.
Of course.
I believe we have some
we have
video
some
on that.
of this,
Here's what happened.
Here's what happens when you dare
They're attacking.
want
This
women
is male. Ow.
in women's prisons. Not men.
Jeez.
These are the
Antifa.
kind of men we want to keep out of the prison.
Yep.
Amazing. We've already had rapes.
Yep.
There's already
so
been tragedies.
I'm
Wow. It's
Still out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
Antifa.
yeah, aren't they great?
They're-
And they never pay a price for this. They're never they never receive negative publicity from the left. They're always just fine. And in fact, didn't Biden say they were a state of mind or something? They don't even exist. They're just a state of mind.
Did he say that?
I believe it was Biden.
I
Maybe
remember.
it was somebody
remember
else.
it was Nadler. I think Jerry Nadler. I remember he was on a street.
Was that before
somewhere.
or after he pooped himself?
I think it was while in progress.
Okay. All right.
It's a constant thing with him.
But the Blaze previously reported that, well, first of all, this group of women, some affiliated with the U.S. chapter of Women's Declaration International, gathered outside the courthouse in Oakland to protest the possible placement of Dana Rivers in a women's prison after his triple conviction last month. So the Blaze previously reported that Rivers, a national transsexual rights activist and former American Federation of Teachers labor leader, was found guilty in November of butchering two lesbians and murdering their adopted African-American son.
So they're trying. Those women are trying to keep that person
My
out of a
gosh.
women's prison. And Antifa's like, no, that person needs to be in there.
Wow. Rivers, whose name was originally, how dare you dead name this person?
What'd I do?
Well, not you, the article.
Oh.
Just dead naming him. He was originally David Warfield. Stabbed 56-year-old Charlotte Reed over 40 times. Shot her twice. November 11th, 2016, Rivers also shot and stabbed 57-year-old Patricia Wright. Before setting fire to the victim's house, the transsexual activist shot 19-year-old Benny Diambu Wright, who later perished. The Post-Millennial reported that the protesters do not want Rivers in court for sanity proceedings to be incarcerated among real women. How dare they say real women?
All right. It's like implicit hate.
They held signs that read, Dana Rivers is a man. No men in women's prison. Okay, so the Antifa douchebags are protesting on behalf of this guy.
Correct.
Who murdered two lesbians and their African adopted son. That is outrageous.
Because the goal of Antifa, and dare I say the Democrat Party as a whole, is all about chaos and destroying this nation in making sure there is no rule of law.
Sure is.
That there is no common sense. So, of course, this is right up their alley.
That is really something else. And yet, no, the rest of America just yawns. They don't care. No problem. Antifa, they're more a state of mind than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Tie into that the drag queen situation in libraries. Drag queens, of course, can read stories to kids as young as 2 or 3 years old in libraries, but not Christians. Okay, don't try to do this if you're a Christian.
But this is just a hypothetical, right? You're not, you don't have anything specific to point to.
Well, actually, I sort of do.
Oh, wow.
Kirk Cameron is that Christian who's trying to get into libraries and read books to kids. Mm-hmm. But here's what he says when he was talking to Shannon Bream on Fox. This would be...
No, we don't have a clip.
Oh, we don't have a clip?
No.
Oh, I thought there was a clip. Oh, I got confused because there's the picture of a clip.
No, he did talk to her, though. Yeah.
But he did talk to her. He's got a new children's book out that celebrates family, faith, biblical wisdom, and he can't reach scores of American children or their families in many U.S. cities because, not in the public library system anyway, over 50 public libraries have either outright rejected him or not responded to requests on his behalf.
50 attempts to read a faith-based book to children.
Nope. You can't do that. It's too much hate. But, hey, these drag queens, yeah, please, come on in.
Yep.
Sit right down. Start reading to the... And then get up and start gyrating in front of them.
Well,
That's
after
really good.
After you spread your legs.
Yeah. And then encourage them to touch you and your fake breasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it. That's America.
I mean, tiny children who are 4 and 5 years old going up, and there's pictures of them going up to the drag queens and touching them.
Yeah, see, that would be a case of grooming.
Creepy, man.
Right there.
It is unbelievable. Story Hour program for kids and parents connected to new book releases is an activity that many libraries typically present to their patrons and communities.
So there you go.
Many of the same libraries that won't give Cameron a slot are actively offering drag queen story hours or similar programs for kids and young people. That's not a problem, is it? According to a review of the library's websites and current program listings, this is happening all over the place. Brave Books, Cameron's publisher, shared details of the story hour requests and the rejections received to date. The Rochambeau Public Library in Providence, Rhode Island, for instance, told Cameron and his book publisher by phone, no, we'll pass on having you run a program in our space. We're a very queer-friendly library. Our messaging does not align. Okay, all right.
Our messaging. Wait, why the hell's the library got messaging?
I don't know.
I thought you were supposed to just be a
know.
space for the community to come and access information.
Queer-friendly, but not Christian-friendly.
Right.
I see.
Doesn't align.
Huh. When the publisher asked the library official about filling out the proper form to apply for a story hour slot, the individual replied, you can fill out the form to reserve space, to run the program in our space, but we won't run your program. Oh. Well, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. On its website, the public library promotes a regular offering for young people called Queer Umbrella. Oh, good. Isn't that wonderful?
Fun.
It does sound fun. Mm-hmm. It's open to all members of the LGBTQIA2+ community who are 12 and older.
Can Christians show up and hang out?
Apparently not.
Okay.
An official responded to Fox News, no comment, when they asked about all of this stuff with Kirk Cameron and Christians and queers and questioning people.
I see.
Two spirits. I don't know.
So what if he dresses up in drag and comes and reads his book?
Oh, as long as it's queer-based, that'd probably be fine.
Oh, the book has to be queer-based?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Don't bring your Bible or your Bible-friendly things in here, though, because that doesn't align.
So that town there, it was Providence, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, how ironic that Rhode Island was
Providence
set up on religious freedom.
Isn't it? That is ironic.
I just wonder if some locals there, if you got any local Christians, if you can hear me, maybe you should let your voice be heard there in Providence.
No kidding. It's about time that happens. More coming up in just a minute.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Glenn Beck.
Hey, some good news. San Francisco, the Board of Supervisors did finally approve the proposal that would authorize the San Francisco Police Department to use robots as a deadly force option. So I think that's, I mean...
Good news.
Oh, that's
good
great
news. For
That's
San
great
Franciscans.
news. That we're reimagining the police. I didn't imagine them being robots, did you?
No.
No.
The Glenn Beck Program.
Tweets here from Goblin Mode Giblets.
Nice.
The ones that don't want to see the nativity scene, you just need to learn some patience. There's no nativity scene in hell. So when they get there, they won't have to look at it. That's great. Probably true.
Yeah.
Caffeinated Texan Zelensky gets Man of the Year because his primary opponent, SBF, didn't separate nearly as many Americans from their money. From Pace Shock, some past persons of the year: Hitler, Stalin twice, Khomeini, Putin, hardly much of an honor. Let's see. Holy smokes, 1776. The modern left just want complete chaos, but these people are no longer Democrats. These people are communists, and it's that simple. Disinformation show loophole. Yes, Pat, it was Biden. Yeah, thought so. He called him an idea, though not state of mind. Okay, an idea.
Antifa.
Right. Huh. If you missed that discussion of a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, just yet another little tale of woe as we go down this transgender road. Man, how far down that road have we come and how fast have we gone? It's about 1,000 miles an hour. And we just keep hurtling toward that cliff. American Girl dolls. I mean, my girls loved these things.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved them.
The staple of a girl's childhood.
Yeah, absolutely. They're facing backlash for their new girls' guidebook that reportedly advises children struggling with body image and issues to ask their doctors for puberty-blocking medications. Maybe you sit this one out.
My gosh.
American Girl Doll Factory. Jeez. So puberty-blocking medications and seek gender support without parental consent if you don't have an adult you trust.
Wow.
How bad is that?
Wow. Man.
Well, there's another excuse not to buy a $100 doll.
Oh, thank you. That's good. I wish I'd had this excuse years ago, though.
A Smart Girl's Guide body image book retails on the American Girl website for just $13. Well, it's $12.99. You get a penny back from your $13 bill.
So you lied.
I did lie. Yeah. But quickly, I felt bad about it. Felt too guilty.
Good.
And had to tell the truth about it.
You self-corrected.
The cover of the 96-page paperback penned by Mel Hammond shows 4 girls of varying body weights and skin colors. One's in a wheelchair. Another has blue dyed hair. The subtitle reads, How to Love Yourself. Live life to the fullest and celebrate all kinds of bodies.
Okay. All right.
And you're getting this from a doll store.
Mm-hmm.
That newly released book, targeted to children ages 10 and older, advises girls to seek out puberty blockers. Parts of your body may make you feel uncomfortable, and you may want to change the way you look, the book says. That's totally okay! Exclamation point. You can appreciate your body for everything it allows you to experience and still want to change certain things about it. If you haven't gone through puberty yet, the doctor might offer medicine to delay your body's changes, giving you more time to think about your gender identity. Because there's going to be no repercussions on that.
Evil.
I mean, it's just temporary. Don't worry about it. You just pick up right where you left off once you stop taking them. Just completely not true. The book tells readers if you don't have an adult you trust, there are organizations across the country that can help you. Turn to the resources page 95. On page 95 for more information. This is a doll company. And they're advising little girls on using puberty blockers and not trusting their parents. How did we get here? Wow. I guess it's perfectly normal. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. All right. Elon Musk has reportedly been turning Twitter's office space into sleeping spaces for employees, putting in extra time, and he's upset the city of San Francisco.
Of course he has.
So they're looking into whether or not the new setup violates any codes, any laws. Twitter's CEO fired back to report Tuesday that said San Francisco's Department of Building Inspection would be launching an investigation into claims that parts of the company's headquarters were retrofitted to include makeshift bedrooms. Why would that be? Who cares?
Right. Well, San Francisco cares. Because it's a business, Pat.
Right. Yeah. And you can't sleep at your business?
I don't know, man. I've had coworkers in the past that sleep at their business. I mean, not intentionally, but no one came down on them.
I've slept in this building many times.
Me too, man.
Many times.
I got a cot in my office right now. It just stays open. I'm never awake, man.
Forbes reported mattresses were set up in some Twitter office rooms with other homey modifications. Recent reports also suggested a handful of employees were spending the night.
Oh, no.
Due to the intense nature of the job and long hours
so they're
under Musk's new regime.
They're choosing to spend the night there as opposed to commute home. And
if you remember, Musk invited them to leave if they didn't want to do this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Go ahead and find other employment.
Lot to clean up there, and they're putting in long hours. And see, this is it. Elon Musk is he's not someone who is controllable.
Yeah.
And the left hates that.
They can't take it.
So they're throwing everything at him to keep him distracted and not able to fight the good fight for free speech. They're like, all right, we got the city doing this. We got the Biden administration doing this. Who knows what else is in his way right now. You had the FBI plant lawyer screwing everything up. Oh, we need to give credit to that Democrat congressman. I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the Twitter files there on Monday.
Yeah. At least one Democrat congressman still believes in free speech based on the release of the Twitter files. They revealed that Congressman Ro Khanna, a progressive California Democrat, wrote to Twitter during the censorship scandal and warned the company that what it was doing violated the spirit of the First Amendment. I think more than the spirit of it.
Yeah.
This seems a violation of First Amendment principles, Khanna wrote. I say this as a total Biden partisan and convinced that he didn't do anything wrong.
The Hunter Biden laptop stuff.
But the story now has become more about censorship than relatively innocuous emails. And it's become a bigger deal than it would have been. In the heat of a presidential campaign, restricting dissemination of newspaper articles, even if the New York Post is far right, seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good. How about that?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I would like to ask Ro Khanna if he has a different take on Hunter Biden's laptop 2 years later now. I wonder, because he was saying how, look, it's just some innocuous emails. You're making this into a bigger deal.
Yeah.
I want to see if he's got an update on that opinion of his.
Well, now time has solidified the fact that was all real and all legitimate and factual. And so
I appreciate anybody that'll stand up for the First Amendment.
Too. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And that hardly ever happens from Democrats.
Yeah.
And they used to be the ones that claimed, oh, we want all speech. We want everybody to be able to speak. Yeah, that's not even close now. It's the opposite.
Then why don't you open the door for Kirk Cameron in a Providence, Rhode Island library?
They won't. All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you're trying to sell your home, buy a home, you're going to do both because you're relocating somewhere, you need a really good realtor who knows all the ropes, knows all the marketing tools, and has the marketing skill to be able to sell your home quickly and for the most amount of money, or to get you the most out of the home that you buy. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right? And somebody who can take the stress out of buying and selling homes. It's such a big decision, and there's so much money involved, and you're spreading it out usually over 30 years. You want to do the right thing, and that's where Real Estate Agents I Trust come in. It's a free service. We recommend these agents for free. And you're going to have a lot in common because they're fans of the show too, just like you are. Whether you're buying or selling, you're going to want a realtor. From Real Estate Agents I Trust. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Is there something going on in Iran right now? God, it's interesting. It's amazing how the administration really doesn't pay any attention to this. Every time a Democrat is in office, when things are going on in Iran that you could encourage and help along, they don't.
Y'all got to time these revolutions better.
Yeah. Yes, you do. But these protests are continuing in Iran. Brave people. 43 years now under the regime. Maybe even more than that, because didn't the revolution against the Shah happen in 1979 when our people got kidnapped?
43 years ago.
Was it 43? Yeah, okay. All right, you're right. 43 years ago, 1979.
It's not often my math is right. But,
but it was this time. Congratulations.
I'm feeling it this time.
Okay, but we have a little look. There's some video of the protests going on.
Yeah, this is just, it just continues. Mm-hmm. And so, all right.
Do we know what they're saying?
So I sent this to someone I know who can kind of speak Farsi. Mm-hmm. And the translation back was something along the lines of, "I'll kill anyone who kills my brother."
Really?
Right? Yeah. Because remember, this started with the death of that young woman. And, this isn't stopping anytime soon. What day is this again for this? We got it. What day are we on this? I think it says in the story. Day 82? Is that right? Somewhere.
It doesn't say here.
Well, one of these stories that we have today talks about how
it might
this
be here.
has gone on and continues to go on. They, What's the headline on this story, Pat, that you got right there?
Iranians urge Biden to recognize revolution against regime, boycott them in everything.
Oh, that's sure. Biden's going to step right up to the microphone. Bully pulpit time for Iranian
Mr. Freedom. A lot of people call him Mr. Freedom because he's so committed to it, So, this has been going on. Let's see, protests that have engulfed the nation for over 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Now, my math fails me now. Don't ask me now.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 82. That's 84 days, right? I'm having a good brain morning, aren't you?
Yeah, you are.
Proud.
Congratulations.
So I think we're up to 7 full weeks now, and they're not letting up. This is amazing to watch.
Activists say the implication is clear. If the White House issues a stamp of approval on the revolutionary sentiments to topple the Iranian regime, the U.S. will be providing unconditional solidarity instead of standing largely on the sidelines, which we always do when there's a Democrat in office. Now, I don't want to send military.
No.
I don't want to be funding the revolution.
Just express support.
Yes.
Make it clear that you are on their side.
And it seems like that's all they're asking. Just give us a vote of approval. How about that? This is a constitutional revolution for the basic rights of the Iranian people, said one of these protesters, who is a designer and painter. She wants the U.S. to recognize the revolution of the Iranian people and to recognize it is not for the hijab. Iran's regime, according to critics, is now seeking to placate the demonstrators by tossing out possible concessions to stop the rolling protests. One of the things that they did was clamp down on people for just celebrating the U.S. victory over Iran so that the regime couldn't use that as propaganda. But that's how brutal they are.
Yeah, one of the things they're doing is as more and more women are going out without a hijab on there, you're getting 2 warnings via text message. And then after that, guess what they do? They block access to your bank accounts.
Oh my gosh.
But no, let's go ahead and keep barreling down that road through a digital currency and cashless society.
Jeez.
Here's what happens right here. And they poisoned. There were these students that were getting ready to protest. I think it was 1,200 students came ill with food poisoning.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah. And, it's not just the forced hijab. It's the brutal treatment of women in general. That's what they're tired of.
Yep.
Stop mistreating women. Let us be not second-class citizens, but just be on a par with everybody else. How about that? 24-year-old woman who lives in Tehran said the regime of the Islamic Republic is not legitimate. It is terrorist. It is now a revolution and not a single protest. She urged the Biden administration to not negotiate and debate with the Iranian regime, boycott them in everything.
Sure.
That's interesting because, that will hurt the people, too. I bet they probably do understand that, but they know they're going to have to get some pain before things can get better.
You got to go through hell before you get to heaven. Steve Miller.
Yep. Her enthusiasm about speaking with an American news organization was evident, saying, "We love the American people and would like to learn about them." Wow.
And
God, that is so different.
Isn't that something? I appreciate that.
Instead of death to America all the time.
Right. Let's learn about America. Well, I hate to tell you that you got some time. Why don't you pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, and I'll tell you about how you're not allowed to read certain books in libraries to children unless you dress like a woman. And you
as a man,
as a man, and let me tell you,
we don't just want women dressing like women.
Right.
We want men dressing like women.
Have you ever heard about the American Girl Doll Company? Have I got a story for you? You'll fall in love with our country.
Have you ever heard of Kroger? I love what Tom Cotton has done with the Kroger thing because
I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know Kroger was super woke.
I did not either. Yeah,
but that's why he was so pissy to them, and I don't think they expected it. They're looking for a little help. Hey, throw us a bone here, Republicans. Yeah, no, we remember what you did just last year and your woke policies. Let me see. I have that somewhere where they're, where I think it is Cotton who's talking to him like a year ago. Here is some of what he had to say to the Kroger CEO.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
And
it went a little something like this.
Kroger had a vegan worker with strong ethical beliefs about animal welfare. If she requested to work outside, say, the butcher department and instead in the produce department, would Kroger accommodate that request?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. And it's one of the nice things about one of our retail stores. There's many different areas. And we routinely have people transferring between departments.
Yeah, so if they're vegans and stuff, we'll move them all over the place.
Okay. Accommodate.
Will you do similar accommodations for Christians? We'll get into that coming up here in a few minutes because this is fascinating. As they try to merge with Albertsons, Kroger's the second largest grocery chain. Albertsons is fourth. So you put those two together, they're going to rival Walmart.
Right.
So it's a pretty big deal. We'll get into some of the responses that the CEO at Kroger had coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Tweets here. Postmaster Jeffy tweets, "It's funny that Twitter is getting in trouble now for setting up bedrooms at work. After a few years of allowing all workers the option of literally working from their bedrooms and being celebrated for it."
Yes.
From Whitey Mike. "Oh, we expected this, and here it is."
He's the shark expert.
Yeah. Whitey Mike, shark expert. I think Apple has facilities in China that literally have living quarters at the factory so the people never have to leave. Wonder what San Francisco thinks about that. Furion Energy. "Again, I'll offer up a trade with Iran. We'll give you our liberal white women who thinks America is hell on earth, and we'll take your woman who just wants a bit of individual liberty." That'd be a good trade, actually.
Yeah.
But it should be all liberal white women who think America is hell on earth. Get rid of them all. And we'll take your one woman.
Yep.
Fair trade. Pixie Pie tweets, "It is an absolute must to stay in a constant state of prayer for all these countries rising up against the regimes."
That's true.
Jackal 12345. "So are we waiting till Monday to add the Iran flag to our profiles? Or do we have to have it done today? Should we add a pink bow so they know it's for women.
Oh,
probably. Yeah,
oh.
yeah, probably.
No,
should.
I don't know that. No, it's got to be like a mindless cause.
Oh, okay.
For people to do that. Yeah. Like if liberals are going to get on board, it's got to be something like, oh, look, I'm wearing a mask. Oh, look, I've got the vaccine. Oh, look, I support Ukraine and stuff.
Yeah,
no,
you're probably
they're
right.
not going to get behind freedom.
Also, let me take a minute and tell you about Rough Greens. If your dog has become a little lethargic, maybe getting a little wide around the middle, there is something you can do.
Who among us?
Put some nutrition back into their life. Because if you feed them the dry kibble stuff that's been sterilized, so it lasts on the store shelf for years at a time, all of the living things, all of the elements that make it good for them have been just burned out in the process, in the sterilization process. So put back the vitamins and minerals, the probiotics, the antioxidants, all the nutrients that are otherwise missing, and you do that with Rough Greens. Plus, dogs go crazy for this stuff. My dog wouldn't eat her food without Rough Greens sprinkled on top. Just looks at you like, all right, finish it up here. All right, yeah, you got the dry kibble crap, but where's my Rough Greens? And your dog will do the same. Unless your dog is like Keith's dogs. The only dogs I know of that didn't take to it immediately.
I mean, they're oddballs.
Yeah, obviously. And Rough Greens, they don't want you to waste your money, so they will send you a small bag for your dog to try out for a day or two, and all you have to do is pick up the shipping on that. Just go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com, or call 833-783-33. Let's see, it's got the Glenn thing. This is the Glenn information.
What?
Here. Yeah. So I'm just trying to remember the number by anyway, go to roughgreens.com slash Pat.
Yeah.
Roughgreens.com slash Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, some good news at Southwest, where your bags fly free, but your free speech doesn't fly at all.
Oh, I like that.
That's a great
good.
headline, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Who did that? Whose headline is that?
Let's see. The Blaze.
Yeah.
Of course. There's a judge that just ordered Southwest Airlines to reinstate a flight attendant who was fired for expressing pro-life views.
Ooh. Can't be doing that.
No. I don't want to hear your anti-women rhetoric.
Was this on a social media account? Do we know?
Probably says within the context
All right,
of
let's
the
find
story.
out. All right,
So
good.
let's find out together.
Yay.
Shall we? Southwest fired flight attendant Charlene Carter from her dream job for expressing pro-life views. Carter fought the airline and Transport Workers Union Local 556 for nearly 6 years. 6 years! She finally won that battle in July. The judge who ruled in her favor issued an order this week requiring the airline to reinstate her with full seniority and benefits. In July, a federal jury agreed that Carter had been wrongfully terminated for her pro-life and religious views and awarded the former flight attendant $5.1 million.
All right.
Nice. $950,000 from the local 556 and $4.15 million from Southwest. Dallas Morning News reported that the U.S. District Judge Brantley Starr, guess who he was nominated by? Donald Trump.
Always.
Man, that is one thing Trump did a tremendous job on.
I cannot imagine where we would be with a lot of these rulings. I mean,
yeah.
What kind of country would we be? As bad as it is now.
Yeah.
Think of the things.
So much worse.
Think of the things that that a Hillary Clinton judge would have left in place. Masks on planes.
Yep.
Vaccine mandates. This pro-life ruling, and so many others that we have given Trump judges credit for that would be Hillary Clinton judges? I don't think so.
While noting that the jury also awarded Carter future pay lost as a result of her discriminatory firing by Southwest, Star wrote that Carter would rather have her job back. And so I guess she now has her job back. I'm not sure I'd want to go back to a job that fired me because I had pro-life views.
Hold on. I'm not sure I'd want to go back to a job if I've got $5.6 million in the bank either.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Well, let's see. Did they reduce that? I think they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't gotten any of it yet.
They had to reduce the original amount to $810,000, including $150,000 in back pay because federal discrimination law limits the damages. That sucks. So, I mean, that's not nothing.
No.
That's decent. And she got her job back. And Southwest, it's really disappointing that Southwest did this. If we talked about it, I'd forgotten in the interim that they did this. And it doesn't really say. Does it say where she made the statement?
I think it was online. I'm not sure though. I'd have to go back.
So many people get fired for things that they put on Twitter. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think this was. I want to say it was Facebook, but I'm not sure off the top of my head here. But the Southwest also flew employees.
Yeah, it was Facebook post.
Okay.
Yeah.
They flew employees up to protest Donald Trump's pro-life views. All right.
That's right.
My Southwest.
Gosh.
That is disappointing because
it is.
There's been a couple things with Southwest. Didn't they kick a handicapped kid off a flight or something for no reason?
Sounds familiar,
but
yeah,
there might be a problem. Is there yet? No.
No.
I
Crazy.
remember that one. That was
it's amazing that almost every company that we frequent, that we do business with, they all have these woke, stupid, progressive policies. Back to what we were playing with Rod Dreher from Kroger. He's the CEO at Kroger, and he was being questioned by Tom Cotton. Now, this was about a year ago when he did this questioning, and here's what the Kroger CEO had to say about their company policies.
Some of that is just personal interest. Some of that is to grow in their own personal career. And if you look at our store directors, 70% of our store directors started out as an hourly associate. So it's easy to accommodate somebody, and that accommodation is really based on their own desires and their own interests.
Oh, it's easy to accommodate somebody. Oh, okay. Well, it's easy to accommodate a vegan or, the LGBTQIA2+ lifestyle community people. It's easy to accommodate them, but what about others? I wonder.
Would you make such accommodations based on their Christian beliefs as well?
We would not get involved in terms of religious beliefs.
Okay, the reason I ask is that you recently agreed to pay $180,000 to settle a religious discrimination case in Conway, Arkansas. In that case, 2 Kroger employees, Brenda Lawson, age 72, and Trudy Rickard, age 57, declined the directive to begin wearing a new store apron with a multicolored heart symbol on it. They, like many other of your employees, felt uncomfortable with the new aprons because they thought the heart resembled a gay pride symbol. Rather than make accommodations, Kroger fired these 2 employees. One employee simply asked to cover the symbol with a name tag, but Kroger refused even that reasonable accommodation. Are you aware of these terminations, Mr. McMullen?
Senator, I am not.
What? Come on. The CEO of the company is not aware of a $180,000 lawsuit? Do you buy that?
No, not for a second.
Get out of here.
Lawsuit either by 2 disgruntled employees, Mr. Mullen. This was brought by the EEOC. So are you not aware when your company is sued for religious discrimination by the United States government?
No, sir, I am not. Not always.
Lion sack.
I'm disappointed by that. Are you aware that, Mr. McMullen, are you aware that Kroger has something called an allyship guide for its employees?
Oh, boy.
Yes, Senator.
No, yeah, he's aware of that. Okay.
In the allyship guide, you direct employees to stop using sir and ma'am.
Oh, God.
Because they're not inclusive.
I was not aware of this at all.
Do you expect
Unreal.
72-year-old employees in rural areas of Arkansas to really stop using words like sir and ma'am?
If you look at our allyship guide overall, it's trying to support our associates and going forward.
Except for the ones who have any religious beliefs at all.
Right.
Or, traditional speech, like from the South where pretty much everybody says sir and ma'am. And we don't want to accommodate them, but.
And trying to be inclusive for everybody with all different beliefs.
Well,
and,
except for Christianity.
Sure.
Right, and traditional forms of speech. We don't want to accommodate them.
Look at our associate resource group. Our associate resource groups were created several years ago for people with different types of interests. And we think it's incredibly important to be an inclusive, opening culture to welcome all associates.
Well, again, by all, I mean all except, those with Christian beliefs. Or any sort of traditional forms of speech and mannerisms. We don't want to accommodate them at all. Okay.
Stores in rural Arkansas refer to other employees or customers as sir, as ma'am. Do they face disciplinary action?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. I would have to ask.
You'd have to ask.
Are you still?
Because all he is the CEO.
Guess what his salary
of the company. What would you know? His salary?
Yeah, I looked up his salary because you can't expect a CEO to know.
Well, not know everything like
this. A lawsuit
this.
arrives from the federal government, right? That's above him,
right?
I think that's not his
above
purview.
His pay grade,
right?
Anyway,
Well, no, it's somebody, right? Has to deal with this stuff, but not him at $20.6 million a year.
20.6.
So I wouldn't know when the government is suing our company. Because I only make a measly 20.6 mil.
Wow. That's not a bad salary.
No.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
If somebody offered me that,
right. You could make it work.
I could make it work.
Make it work.
I wouldn't even negotiate with you. I'll just say yes. Okay, that's fine. Yes, 20.6 million. Okay.
I mean, you're going to wait, though, and call back later, right? You're not going to tell them right on the spot.
No, I think I'm going to tell them right on the spot. Yeah, I'll take that.
You're not going to say, let me
I'm
think about this?
I'm not going to be coy about it.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not asking if you're going to ask for more. I'm asking if you're just going to take a little bit of time to
Let
make
me
it
talk
look...
to my wife about it, see if she likes 20.6 million a year. Mm-hmm. That might be too many trips to the bank for her. I don't know.
Is that where you go like this? Where you go, hey, are you she's good. She's totally good with that.
That's about it. Yep.
Still requiring employees to wear the apron.
Hello?
Are you still requiring the employees wear the apron? Ooh, I want to know
How come
the
that
answer
went
to
away?
this.
That just went down. It just dropped dead.
Oh, is the Wi-Fi in your side of the room bad too?
No, it's actually moving.
Okay.
I'm just getting no sound from it anymore. I wonder.
Employees
there we go. Okay.
Stores in rural Arkansas refer to other employees or customers as sir, as ma'am. Do they face disciplinary action?
Not that he is. Well, I don't know.
Not that
I'd
I'm
have to
aware
ask.
of, sir. I would have to ask.
I don't know. I'm going to make 20.6.
Are you still requiring employees to wear the apron with the rainbow heart symbol on it?
Yeah, if you if you look at this, we put in place an apron several years ago because our associates wanted to have a common dress code.
Did they?
The heart is the symbol of art. The Kroger's fundamental purpose is to feed the human spirit. And part of feeding the human spirit is the heart. And that heart is our fundamental strategy to support our purpose. The colors were not tied to any specific thing.
Well, I'm not sure I believe that because it was introduced during Pride Month as a supposed sign of inclusivity, and a federal judge didn't agree with it either. That's why he rejected your company's motion for summary judgment, and you just paid $180,000 to two employees that you wrongly terminated. By the way, would you like to offer an apology here to Brenda Lawson and Trudy Rickard for the ordeal they went through?
I would need to understand more of the details, Senator. Thank you.
Okay. Is it the case that you are still required?
You can't just willy-nilly apologize to employees that you wrongly fired.
Right. If I start throwing out apologies to these employees,
pretty soon I'll be apologizing to everybody, and I can't
I'm
have
to go on tour to all the Krogers around. And if you guys, ever give us more stores through that merger, then think of my workload.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to visit so many.
And if they only double my salary to control two companies like this, wow.
I was completely unaware of this happening a year ago. That really puts into context the clip we had yesterday.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Can we hit it one more time real quick? Okay. So now they want the merger a year later.
Here's what just happened.
Okay.
This situation reminds me a little bit of the situation big tech companies have found themselves in recent years. They've come to Washington because they fear regulation from our Democratic friends or action by the Biden administration, and they expect Republicans, who are traditionally more supportive of free enterprise, to come to their defense. And I've cautioned them for years that if they silence conservatives and center-right voters across the country, if they discriminate against them in their company, they probably shouldn't come and ask Republican senators to carry the water for them whenever our Democratic friends want to regulate them or block their mergers.
That's
so
great.
I've heard a lot of questioning about that today, and I've read a lot about it in the news. And I'll say this. I'm sorry that's happening to you. Best of luck.
Hashtag suck it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just love Tom Cotton.
Jeez. After that previous testimony,
Yes.
I'm really not sorry it's happening to him. Good for you.
Later.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
You ain't getting my vote.
Wow. All right, let me tell you about Keeps. If you're starting to be really concerned, or maybe you've been concerned for a while about hair loss, there is something you can do about it, and that's Keeps. Go to keeps.com/Pat, and you just pick out the products that are relevant to you. They will work with you on customizing hair treatment to fit what you're looking to do, whether that's to keep your hair, regrow hair, or just take care of the hair that you have. Keeps has a plan for you. And once you get involved with Keeps, you can go ahead and question and ask questions of your Keeps doctor, your physician, 24/7. They're always there to help you out and get you through any sort of problems that you might be having. Visit keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS. KEEPS.com. Keeps.com/Pat.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Good news. I mean, seriously, good news. Brittney Griner finally freed from her Russian prison in an exchange for an arms dealer. A Russian arms dealer was traded for Brittney Griner, but she's on the way home.
Straight up 1-for-1, as far as we know.
Yep.
There weren't any like WNBA draft picks exchanged. It was
not even future ones.
Not even future considerations.
No.
Well, I'm glad she's home for the holidays.
Yeah, me too. That's great.
I wonder what else we gave up though.
Yeah.
That we'll never know about.
Yeah, probably something, or maybe many things. Also, Celine Dion has been diagnosed with an incurable neurological disease. She just said in a tearful clip that she has a 1 in a million stiff person syndrome that turns sufferers into human statues. Wow. Weird.
What?
I have never heard of that.
What in the world?
Isn't it something? Causes the muscles to tense uncontrollably. Weird. Wow. But I guess there's no cure, but you can delay the progress of it. And so hopefully she'll be able to do that.
Yeah, because she canceled tour dates, but then rescheduled some. So she's still planning on being out there, it sounds like.
Yeah.
My gosh.
54 years old now.
I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this right now. Working with her sports medicine therapist every day to build back her strength and ability to perform again.
I've got a picture of her on the Drudge Report, and man, does she look skinny. Just really, of course, I mean, she's always been thin, but looks almost skeletal here. I don't know. I don't know if that's part of it, but really sad. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Gas prices supposedly are now lower than they were a year ago. Now, we have Biden out there proclaiming, but they're even lower than the Putin's war on Ukraine and the Putin price hike. Yeah, but they're not lower than when you took office. That's for sure. I think they're still about $1 higher than they were when he took office. So there's some work to be done here. But the national average price for regular gas stands at $3.33 today. A year ago it was $3.34. Woo! What are you going to do with that penny savings? What are you going to do with it?
Well, you got to invest it, obviously.
Obviously.
You don't want to just sit on it.
Yeah.
And
then watch the savings grow.
Sure. End of the decade.
A penny and a half, maybe 2 pennies.
It adds up.
It does.
It sure does.
Every little bit helps, as they say. At their peak, gas prices were over $5 a gallon in mid-June. The price of West Texas Intermediate crude, the U.S. benchmark that serves as the main driver of gas prices, this week fell to its lowest level of the year, $72 a barrel. Wow, it's still $72 a barrel, though.
So we do or do not thank Putin. I mean, if he gave us the price hike, is he also responsible for the price drop? Is this the Putin price drop?
Huh. Maybe Ducey should ask KJP that very question.
I bet he will. Okay, well.
Since it was all his fault, do we now praise him for bringing him back down? I'd say yes.
So I'm just looking here at the price on opening day, January 20th.
Okay.
So this hits, $2.46.
$2.46.
And January 2021, January 18th is close
like 90 cents-ish in that range somewhere.
Yep. So
still higher. Still
got a ways to go,
higher.
Joe, before you start bragging about things in the press releases.
And yet he is. He's bragging about it anyway, incessantly.
Yeah, and his stupid Twitter account is constantly, hey, let's use that fun word, gaslighting, talking about how, unemployment is down compared to when we took office and all this stuff. People weren't allowed to go to their jobs, moron.
Right.
Stop taking credit. I can't take it.
I can't believe he will compare things now to when we were in the heat, the worst part of the pandemic, and businesses were having to close. I mean, it's despicable.
That's gross.
The Obama White House chef is warning about rice, chocolate, and coffee. And
warning?
All these things will nearly disappear in 30 years. Okay.
Oh, that's one of those stories I save.
Yeah.
Hang on to that for 30 years.
Yeah, we'll tell you about it coming up next. Why? Why do you think they'll disappear? Wonder what that... Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. December 8th already? Golly. Just goes by so fast. The Obama's White House chef is warning that everyday food products will be hard to come by in 30 years. Things like rice, chocolate, coffee.
Things that we don't eat, though. Those are right. Nobody consumes.
So rare that you would ever have chocolate.
Or rice, right?
Or rice.
Who eats rice?
Nobody.
And
who drinks coffee?
Who drinks coffee, huh?
And I mean, you'll never believe what he's attributing this shortage to. Climate change. Huh.
Wow. That
Didn't see that coming.
That's a stunner.
Isn't it?
That's a stunner.
At a recent big dinner event to promote regenerative. Say regenerative.
Not a chance. I want to hear Tom Brokaw say it.
But there's no L in it, so he'll be able to say regenerative.
Oh, okay.
Agriculture would be the harder one. Agriculture. Sam Cass, who also served as White House Senior Policy Advisor for Nutrition, listed rice, coffee, wine, and chocolate as examples of popular food items that could become scarce in the decades to come because climate change. A number of foods that we hold very dear to our hearts and largely take for granted are under real threat, he said. And you're seeing the future. We're on track for a lot of those to become quite scarce, and some really to be largely unavailable to most people, and others just significantly increased in cost. With a 0.9 degree temperature rise, let's say it goes up 2 degrees, you're still talking about a better growing period than we used to have.
Right.
Unless it skyrockets to 4 or 5 degrees, then you're in trouble, right? Then you're going to be burning up crops.
Yeah.
But like that 2 degree increase in 100 years is not a big deal.
When you're growing barley up in, it was Greenland, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When that happens again.
Right.
Then we'll know it's as warm as it was when the Vikings were able to do that.
Right.
Way back when. So when we can start doing that, And when we're starting to grow citrus trees in Britain again.
And palm trees.
Right.
In the Arctic.
So when we get that warm, then call me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then you can tell me that, okay, there might be a problem here. Until then, relax and enjoy the extra food we have available. Jeez.
Right. If it's warmer than it's supposed to be, then you should actually be saying thank you.
Right. Yes.
Because can you imagine what the famine would be if it were as cold? Do I have this right? I don't know.
And really, what temperature is it supposed to be? I don't know. It's been a million different temperatures over the years. For the millions and millions of years that we've been here, right? The 4 billion years since the Earth just formed out of coincidence. Incredible, unbelievable coincidence after nothingness exploded into everythingness. How do we know what the ideal temperature is on this planet? We don't. But yeah, get a hold of me when it's 5, 8, 10 degrees hotter. Then I'll tell you, okay, yeah, and we don't see any snow ever. I mean, we've lived in Texas combined between Houston and Dallas. We've lived in Texas for 19 years now. This is by far the coldest November, the coldest fall we've ever had. It's not even winter yet, and we've had really cold days here already. That doesn't happen here.
Okay, but now it's warm.
Now it's warm again.
What are you saying about that?
It's in the 70s.
Denier.
If it was in the hundreds, I might be concerned. But I think maybe there's something to this global warming thing. It's in the hundreds in December, but it's not. So I don't really worry about it. Do you? Are you concerned? Because next week I think we got another cold front.
Yeah, I'm living for that cold front.
I can't wait.
Because I can't take warmth around Christmas.
I know, I hate it.
It's so depressing.
It is.
Let me just check here. Let me just make sure here. That cold front better be coming back. Like
it
you
better.
Said there. Yeah. Oh, wait.
I saw temperatures in the 40s at least one of those days.
Oh, yeah, baby. 40s and 30s.
Yes! Yes!
Late next week.
Late next week?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's just in time for Christmas.
Just in time for Hans Gruber.
Right.
To meet his demise. It's going to get cold before you get to the bottom of this tower, sir. Boom, boom, boom.
So that'll be good. We have this week and next week, and then of course, we'll see you the first of next year. We'll be on our Christmas break.
January 4th.
And that'll be fun if we do get some cold in the meantime. That'll be great. Well, we knew this was coming. The Netherlands police are using heavy machinery to tip over tractors with farmers inside them. Oh, man. Here's a look at what's going on because
they're blocking the roads there because remember they're taking these they're forcing these farmers to sell
their lands. They want 3,000 farmers to sell their property to them. Well, we're going to give them more than it's worth. Yeah, that's not the point.
Man.
They don't want to move. They don't want to do something different. They're farmers. This is what they do.
What is it? I see the Netherlands is the number. Oh, my gosh. They are at the top. They're very close to the top as far as, feeding the world. So, of course, WEF policies would go after them.
Yep. Because we're going to replace what they're growing with bugs. We'll just eat bugs. You don't have to worry about it. There's a lot of protein in bugs.
Listen to this. Netherlands produces 4 million cows, 13 million pigs, 104 million chickens annually, and is Europe's biggest meat exporter. Also provides vegetables to much of Western Europe. The country has nearly 24,000 acres, almost twice the size of Manhattan, of crops that grow in greenhouses. And let's see. It just said there's the second largest exporter of, but
corn.
Why would
wheat?
Why would the internet work?
Grains of all kinds
in this room. I swear, I'm gonna find where my Wi-Fi is coming from. I'm gonna drag that Ethernet cable into this room.
All right.
Anyway, the second. You know what? I'm gonna just randomly.
Gluten. The second biggest exporter of gluten.
You're gonna be reading a story about something else, and then I'm just gonna be like,
yeah,
corn, and you'll know what it is. It's finally loaded. Second largest food export. Food. Second largest in the world, the Netherlands. Of course you have to go after that.
After us?
After us.
My gosh. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
The Dutch have that kind of exporting business with food? I would not have guessed.
I mean, you talk about punching above their weight.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Right, you are right.
And the industry's growing. Well, you can't have that. Dutch agriculture exports rose 9.4%. That's what probably prompted Klaus Schwab to get on the phone and say, go after the farmers.
History. The only thing less popular than putting money into banks is putting money into the auto industry.
You're sitting here and you are laughing about some of these problems. Are people going to look at this and say,
oh, that's punch drunk. I'm sorry. Never mind. I was wondering why this doesn't sound like what I'm looking for.
I still don't miss him.
I don't either.
Regardless of what sound clip you play.
I don't either. Let me tell you about Thunderstorm air purifiers. If you're looking for a way to clean up your air, not just heavily perfume it and just cover up odors with a different odor that's maybe even more offensive, I can't take that. I don't know. I've got like sensitive olfactory or something. Anyway, this freshens your home. It gets rid of any odor like litter boxes, trash cans, cigarette smoke. That's a hard one to get rid of because it's in your walls, carpeting. But the Thunderstorm air purifier does it. Dirty diapers, cooking smells. It eliminates the odor. It doesn't just mask them. Over 265,000 Thunderstorms have been sold. So you know it works. And I'm telling you, I love it. It really does do what they say it does. It does purify your air. And here's a great thing. You don't have to change the filters all the time because there aren't any. Well, how do I install it? I'm not very good at installing things. Yeah, you don't have to be. It's got a little outlet that pops up, and you plug it into the wall. And you're done. Well, you have to turn it on. So you plug it into the wall.
See.
You turn it on.
You got to turn it on.
Yeah, you do have to turn it on. So
you were hiding that step from us.
You knew there was a catch.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. It couldn't be that easy.
Yeah, you
got
have to
turn it on.
Grab hold of the knob and turn it on.
Too many steps. No, this is awesome. I'm just like you, man. I cannot stand.
Don't like it.
Just smells, period. I just don't like smells, period, man.
Are you offended by like really heavy perfume when somebody walks by? It's like, oh my gosh.
Yes, that's a non-starter, man.
In a restaurant, I'll be sitting there eating and somebody will walk by, like an 80-year-old woman who's just bathed in perfume, marinated in it for like 3 days, and it flavors your food. It's like, I don't want your perfume-flavored food.
No, this is the product for me because I got two things. When you're at the restaurant, like you said, and they're spraying down a table near you, and you're like, "Are you for real?"
I know.
Stop!
I'm eating food here.
Thank you. And then the other thing is when you get in an Uber, and like I don't know what gym odors the guy's trying to cover up in there, but like you said, it's that perfume smell. Man, just roll down the window.
Hate those hanging tree things that stink up your car.
And I could do this all day, Pat.
I could too.
If I go to a rental car place, before I sign off on a car, I got to open the doors. If I smell cigarette smoke or perfume,
I can't do it.
I got to go to the next one. Let's go. Keep walking.
Can't do it. Jeez, we're going a little long on this, but I went to a hotel a few years ago to watch a BYU game. They were playing Houston. So I went down to Houston, stayed at one of the hotels, and they didn't have any non-smoking rooms left. Wow. I don't know what was going on in town, but everything was full. So I got stuck in a room that is smoking. Oh, I almost died that night. I literally
and then the worst part is when you leave the room later and you still smell like that, and you're like, I haven't been smoking, horrible. I promise.
I really wish I would have had a Thunderstorm air purifier for that particular instance. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Eden, E-D-E-N, PureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3 and you'll save $200. That's 3 Thunderstorm air purifiers for under $200. The shipping is free. EdenPureDeals.com.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is disturbing. We don't know what's going on here.
This video. This is from a gym in Ecuador.
A young woman. I mean, how old is she?
28 years old.
28. It's not really graphic, but it's disturbing because she falls over and died in Ecuador. Check this out.
So she's in the gym here. Oh, look, I got a warning there.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the little purple shirt just standing there. She goes lunging.
Looks fine. But then, oh boy. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
It's so bad.
Everyone
rushes
sad.
to her aid. Yeah.
And they don't know what happened.
I don't think we have the cause yet on that. But of course, it's every day that you see stuff like that happen.
Literally every day. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with.
Heart attack is the ruling.
And she's 28.
28 years old. Of course, heart attack for 28-year-olds.
Oh, jeez.
Every day.
What in the world? Is that myocarditis thing? I don't know why that popped into my head, but
That's a stretch.
I know. Then we got singer Rod Stewart just revealed his 11-year-old son, Aiden, was rushed to a hospital with a suspected heart attack after collapsing at a football match. I'm sure that's just a totally unrelated situation there.
Totally.
11 years old. And now they think, okay, it could be a heart attack, might have been a panic attack.
Yeah, that was Rod Stewart saying that panic attack later. So I don't know what are the symptoms of a panic attack, y'all?
I don't know, but he said he was going blue and was unconscious until he calmed down.
Do you turn blue for a panic attack?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm looking at a lot of symptoms here, and none of them say turn blue, and none say pass out, because he did, right?
Now, Rod Stewart, here's another thing, apart from any of the other speculation we're doing on what the cause of this was. He has 7 kids who range in age from 43 to 11.
Wow.
11?
Bro.
What? You were having kids at 66 years old.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he'll be 78 in January.
Wow.
He's got a brood.
Wow.
Yes, he do.
Yeah, he sure does.
But yeah, so 11-year-old with a heart attack. Again, it's just one of these things that you just...
I mean, it happens all the time.
All the
How
time.
many 11-year-olds? If I had $1 for every 11-year-old we've had a story about having a heart attack,
okay,
I mean, I'd have $1.
Oh, okay.
So
hang on. There you go. I got $1.
You got $1?
There you go. So
thank you. Appreciate that.
Wait, it's a prop. Don't put it in your pocket.
No, you just gave
I'm
it.
gonna need that
gave me
back.
$1. Yeah, no, it's just.
Well, I'm not ever giving him any more stories about 11-year-olds with heart attacks, although I'm sure there'd be plenty that happen. But yeah, and this is kind of like that. The Hawks TV announcer yesterday, where we had the stroke and stuff.
Right.
You know what's causing this, right? We've talked about this before. Maybe it was just on overtime.
Climate change?
Well, yeah, climate change, the tiny particles in the air.
You're right.
Remember that? The tiny particles
Yeah.
are causing all of these SADs. And
Tiny particles.
Oh, there we go.
In the air cause heart attacks.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
There you go.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Isn't that lovely?
There's something there.
There is.
You need to write these lyrics
There needs
down.
to be a tiny particle song.
I'm going to need that $1.
No, you just gave it to me. Because they said if I had $1 for every time I've done a story on an 11-year-old with a heart attack,
Right.
and you gave me the $1. So
what-
now I have $1.
Do you have another story in front of you there?
I have a Dr. Fauci story.
Okay, so we're moving on from the kid with the 11-year-old with the heart attack. So I need the...
But I already put it in my pocket. It's mine now. It's mine now. That was not a bit. That was not a bit. I don't know where you're getting that. While Americans were suffering throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Fauci saw his net worth skyrocket. No. You're seriously?
Shocking, right?
I won't have it.
And don't say, if I had $1 for every time I heard Dr. Fauci benefiting from the pandemic, I'll go broke, man.
Those are the findings, though, of a public investigation into the finances of the NIH leader, as well as that of his wife, Christine Grady, who is ironically a bioethicist at the National Institutes of Health.
Isn't that fun?
Isn't that
and
fun?
then don't forget his daughter working as a gatekeeper at Twitter.
Oh, right. That's right. According to Fauci's fiscal year 2021 financial disclosures from the NIH, the Fauci household's net worth now exceeds $12.6 million, up $5 million from 2019 through 2021. Now, how does that happen on a salary of $470,000 or whatever it is he makes? He makes $470,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this kind of money coming from?
Oh, from investments.
A 70% boon for the nation's highest paid civil servant at a time when Americans have lost an average of more than $4,200 a year under the Biden administration. Jeez. The financial analysis from Open the Books breaks down the COVID czar's total income streams. Okay. Investment gains, $910,000. Gifts and awards, $919,000.
Oh, God.
Federal employment compensation, $694,998. Perks and pension benefits, $208,499. And royalties and professional reimbursements, over $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing okay. If you've been worried about the finances of Anthony Fauci, you needn't.
Always stress about how.
Do you really?
The
you
good
stress about it
doctor
a
is
lot?
doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he's been so good for us over the years, you really develop a real sentiment towards
Don't forget,
him,
when
don't
he
you?
retires here in a couple of weeks, he's going to be making an extra $350K per year from your paycheck
for life
to him. Yeah,
just for life, though, just forever. As long as he lives, he'll make that much money.
How long? Hold on a second. How long do trolls live? How long? Because we could be on the hook for a lot.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Let's just see. How long do trolls live? Let's see what Google says.
All right.
Trolls reach maturity at age 17. What is this I'm reading? Help me. But most trolls. How old is he?
82, I think.
Well, most trolls live no longer than age 80 or so, according to whatever the
He's
hell
already
I'm reading.
on borrowed time, I guess.
Oh, this is trolls and timelines in role playing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, maybe we won't be paying him much longer.
By the way, you have Netflix, right?
Yes.
Have you seen the troll movie?
No. No.
I haven't seen the movie, but I see it every time I turn on Netflix. They are really pushing that thing, and it's like it's some foreign film.
Yeah, and so I get Netflix for free. It's like an add-on to something else here. So you can save your messages on Twitter about how could you possibly give money to Netflix. Well, I don't. But I decided to open it up the other day, and then I hit like auto download. It's like, hey, we can auto download for you. I'm like, what is auto download? I hit the button.
And what is it?
I don't know. I think it just tries to figure out what you like, and then it just starts auto downloading. I thought it was just going to auto download the show that you were watching.
Oh.
No. You know what it did? I hit auto download. Just happened yesterday. I'm glad you brought this up. And it downloaded Troll. And I'm like, what are you? I'm like, stop.
It wants us to watch Troll.
And
it really does.
I immediately deleted it. I was like, I'm not watching whatever that is, man. What is the premise of that? Troll? Is it a movie or a show?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Okay.
It's a movie, I think. And the troll wakes up and starts causing havoc. I don't know. It looks like a King Kong movie, but instead of King Kong, it's a troll. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
And I think it happens in Norway. I think it's a Norwegian film.
Yeah, here we go. Here's a headline from the Daily Mail. Netflix's new disaster movie Troll bags a perfect Rotten Tomatoes score, but viewers are still split, with some hailing it the next Godzilla and others branding it garbage. Okay.
It got a perfect score?
Yeah, so...
Wow.
So it got an 88 from critics.
All right.
49 from...
audiences?
Yes.
49? That's a bad sign.
Yeah, because that happens. Okay, what is the rule of thumb on that? When the critics love it and the audience hates it, then it sucks,
then
right?
it sucks.
Because it's just like it's like above our heads or something, or it's too artsy, or got some deep meaning that we just, as a normal people, can't quite understand.
The good split usually is 90% of the audience loves it, and maybe 64% of critics. That's usually a good movie.
Okay.
Good rule of thumb right there.
Okay.
By the way, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, under investigation now by the House Ethics Committee. Now, is this for the tax the rich dress she wore?
People are assuming that's what it is because at this point it has not been revealed. But people are assuming that, she was while she was investigating, she got the ticket to the thing and she showed up there, and I don't know, like an in-kind gift. I don't know.
Okay. And she shouldn't have had that.
Right. So that means you see what the...
Put her in prison. Good.
Okay, what?
Or just get her out of office.
Should we have a hearing on this first?
No. Just say, you know what? You can't be a congressman anymore.
Make me a drink. Isn't that what you do?
Yeah.
That's what
Go see if you know what that thing that's making noise in the sink is. You know, you push the button on it and it starts making noise like it's grinding stuff up.
Uh-huh.
Go see if you can figure out what that is.
Yeah, and when you're
scaring me.
When you're done making my drink, Pat has your tip in his right pocket. Where I'm gonna, gonna need my dollar back soon.
You can't have your dollar back. That was not a bit. I don't know where you got the fact that was a bit. It wasn't. Had nothing to do with any bits.
Okay. All right. Well, noted.
Okay. We'll have to do this in overtime. The woman featured in a pro-euthanasia commercial. Man.
Canada is out of control.
Completely out of control. The way they're just ending people's lives. Okay, you don't feel good today? All right, come on up to Canada. We'll put you out of your misery. Not good. I mean, we just don't value human life anymore.
Fall of the West, man.
It's bad. All right, so we will see you next on Overtime. Back here tomorrow to finish off the week. We got more on trivia, which features...
I don't know.
Do we know what the game is?
Oh, it's Philadelphia at the Giants, so Stu's going to be here.
Nobody's going to answer the phone. Philadelphia and New York? Yeah.
Can I get my dollar?
Uh-huh. No.
Need my dollar
back.
Was
not a bit.
It was a tool.
Too late.
This is